Good morning, grade 5s. Today we are having a lesson on heritage studies. We are having a lesson on heritage social studies, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Before we start our lesson, who can recap the lesson for us? We were speaking, we had a topic that we were having for the past week. What is the topic about? Starts with a G, if there's anyone who can still remember. Yes, Michaela?
I don't remember. It's not the G.
The G. It's about defining whether you are a male or female. The last time we talked about it. Yes, Takuta, what was it about? Yes, Takuta?
Gender.
Gender. We're talking
Gender.
about gender-based protection. Do you remember the last time we talked about gender-based protection? Okay, where we said there are two types of gender-based protection policies that were put in place to protect people from violence. Is there anyone who can still remember any form of gender-based protection policy that was put in place to protect women and men against any gender-based violence? Yes, Michaela?
The Domestic Violence Act of 2007.
Thank you. The Domestic Violence Act of 2007. Another one, there are two. There's another one that starts with a P. That starts with a P and an O. There are two policies. Anyone? Okay. It's called the peace order. You remember? Peace order, yes. Where we said you go to the police and you get a peace order. We said when you go to the police, there are some police who take care of issues of gender-based protection. Who can remember what those police are called? Anyone who still remembers? The policemen who are responsible for any violence or abuse. You go and talk to them if you have been abused. Yes, Takuza? Yes?
Friendly unit police.
Thank you. That is good. You try the victim-friendly unit police. Okay. Today we are going to talk about the forms of gender-based violence. Okay. Forms of gender-based violence. You can take that down. Forms of gender-based violence. When we say someone has been violated, okay, in terms of their gender, which ones are the forms of gender-based violence? We are going to list them, okay? Because a question can come to you, they can say, list any 4 forms of gender-based violence, okay? The first form of gender-based violence is sexual violence. Sexual violence. If someone has been raped, that is a form of gender-based violence, okay? If you are raped, you must go and report it, okay? Sexual violence can include any time. Remember the last time we said sexual violence can include rape. When our children are exposed to pornographic materials, that's also sexual violence, okay? If any child is exposed to such, that is a form of gender-based violence. The second form is physical violence. When we say physical violence, who can tell me what does it mean? When we say physical violence, when you say physical violence, yes, Michaela?
When you beat up someone.
Yes, when you beat up someone for no reason, people who just beat up people to an extent of killing them, okay? Someone can be beaten up, okay? To an extent, others are beaten to death, okay? So if physical violence is another form of gender-based violence. We also have sexual exploitation. Sexual exploitation, let me spell exploitation for you. Exploitation is E-X-P, Exploitation. When you are sexually exploited, this usually happens to, yes, Sean, your hand is up.
Can you say the spelling again?
Okay, Sean, I'll say it again. T-A-T-I-O-N. Is it much better now, Sean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Sexual exploitation usually happens to young children, either boys or girls, okay? They can be asked to do some sexual things that they don't like, okay? That is sexual exploitation. Even when we talk about sexual exploitation, we can even include sexual abuse is also part of that sexual exploitation. When a child is exposed to do things that are sexually that they don't like, okay? That is sexual exploitation. We also have something called human trafficking. Human trafficking. Human, Human, that is human. Then trafficking, T-R-A, T-R-A, double F-I, T-R-A, double F-I-C-K-I-N-G. Is there anyone who has ever heard about something called human trafficking? Anyone who has heard about human trafficking? Yes, Michaela, your hand is up. What have you heard about human trafficking?
Ma'am, once I heard on the news that there would be 6 people were taking 188 people
Okay.
for human trafficking to collect grapes, and they didn't pay money.
Thank you. Okay, human trafficking, that's what Michaela is talking about. Where people can, have you ever heard about people saying missing people, a child has been kidnapped? Have you heard about those things in the news or when people are talking? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
some people are kidnapped. When they are kidnapped, they are not killed, okay? Then they are trafficked. What we mean is they put them in trucks and then they ship them to other places, okay? Maybe they take them from Zimbabwe to Mozambique. And then when they take them to Mozambique, they are sexually exploited, okay? These children can be sold to other people, okay? So human trafficking is like selling people to other people, okay? You are sold to another person, okay? And that person whom you are sold to, they do whatever they want with you, okay? There is nothing you have no right. It's like they are doing something on your rights. They just take you away from your parents and they give you off to some people. Okay, so you are sold off to people and they take you, usually they traffic people from one country to another. They take you far away to a place where you don't even know where you are. Okay, so human trafficking involves the buying and selling of people, women and children for purposes of sexual exploitation. They sell off women and girls and they sell them off to become prostitutes in other countries. This is a very dangerous crime. People can do it. That's why we always talk about keeping yourself safe all the time, okay? Make sure you're always close to home, okay? If you're outside, make sure the gate is locked, okay? If you're going out, make sure you know where you're going. Don't talk to strangers, okay? Because you don't know who you're talking to. Some of these people, they are human trafficking people, okay? They talk to you, they give you a sweet, they take you in their cars, and you find yourself, you wake up in the morning, you are somewhere where you don't know where you are, okay? And when you are there, they sell you off to other people, okay? They can use you as a slave. They are used sexual exploitation. They do all these things, okay? The women are kept in bondage and forced to live as prostitutes. They create wealth for their owner and in the society at large. A person makes profit out of selling other people, okay? Have you ever noticed when we are selling drinks, you sell sweets? Imagine they sell you just like they are selling sweets at a price, okay? And whoever they sell you to can do whatever they want. Just like if you buy your rice, okay, you can boil it, you can make rice cakes, okay. So what they do, they sell people, they traffic people, okay. So make sure that wherever you are, you keep yourself safe. Don't talk to strangers, okay? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Because there are bad people out there who do human trafficking. Human trafficking is a form of gender-based violence, okay? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So another form of gender-based violence is domestic violence. Domestic violence. When we talk about something domestic, we're talking about something that happens at home, okay? It can be either you are beaten up at home, parents are beating up each other, or a child is being beaten up by anyone. That's domestic violence. It is a form of gender-based violence, okay? So now we want to go to the next, anyone who has a question about what we have talked about so far, anyone who has a question or anyone who has a comment about the forms of gender-based violence. Anyone who has a question? Did you all understand the forms of gender-based violence?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now we want to go to the role of the police force. The role of the police. Remember, when we talk about gender-based violence, we always talk about the police, okay? That's where they come in handy. They come in to assist us, okay? If your friend,
Yes, ma'am.
Takuza, is involved in gender-based violence, you cannot help them yourself, okay? You need to contact other people. And the people that assist us are the police, okay? The police assist us in gender-based violence. Who can tell me, what do you think the police are? What is the role of the police in general? What do the police do in our country? Yes, Sean.
To make the city safe and peaceful.
Thank you. To make the city safe and peaceful. Anyone else who has something different from what Sean has said? Anyone wants to explain more? Yes, Michaela?
To lock up all the bad people in this on this earth.
Thank you. To lock up all the bad people on this earth. Takuta, your hand was up as well. Did you want to say something? Yes.
To stop crime.
Stop crime, okay. So the police force, these are the people who play a big role in gender-based violence, okay. So let's talk about the role of the police, okay. You'll be taking down notes. The same things that you said are very important. The police, they are responsible, they are law enforcement agents, okay. That's the first thing, law enforcement. Law is L-A-W, the law. The law that the country makes is enforced by the police. They enforce the law, okay? Enforcement is ENFORCEMENT, law enforcement agents, okay? So if you want to grow up and become a policeman, you should know that you are the one who enforces the law, okay? The police, they enforce the law, okay? And also,
Yes, ma'am.
another point that was raised as well, they arrest anyone who breaks the law. That's the second point. You may be asked in a question, list any 3 roles of the police force, okay? You may be asked. They arrest anyone who breaks the law. Yes, Michaela, your hand is up.
Man, do they also arrest children?
Sorry, Michaela.
Do they also arrest children?
If the children have committed a crime, yes. They enforce anything that has got to do with crime, okay? You know that there are also some children who can also commit crime, okay? If there is anything to do with crime, the police, they have to enforce the law, yes, okay? But now it differs when it comes to the sentencing now. There is imprisonment for the children, which is done for the children. But when the child gets to be 16 years or above, then they now go into the bigger prisons, okay? But yes, if a child kills another child, the police are there to arrest. If a child, let's say a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old commits crime, the police are there to arrest that child, okay? As long as if the child is committed a crime. Because what they do is they arrest anyone who breaks the laws of the country. If you break the law of a country, the police will arrest you, regardless of who you are, okay? Thank you, Michaela, for that question. Okay, there are reminds, places where they place children who break the law. They're called reminds, okay? There are places there where they place children who break the law. And if the crime is big, let's say it's a murder crime, these children will stay there maybe until they come of age, which is maybe 18 years or so, then they are taken into the bigger prisons. Have I answered you, Michaela?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if any one of you is planning on killing someone, the police are going to come after you. Eh? I can see Sean is smiling. Kuta is already smiling. They will come after you. Okay. Yes, because they enforce the law. Okay. So make sure you run away and stay away from crime, okay? Because they will come after you. Yes, Sean?
How do they know that if you commit crime, how do they know? If someone doesn't report.
Yes, if they don't report you, they won't know, okay? But if someone reports you, Sean, to the police, they will come. And they will come and collect you from your home there if you commit crime. If I report you, if I go and open a case against someone, then they come and arrest you, okay? That's why you remember when we're talking about gender-based violence, about rape and all that, if a child doesn't talk about it, the police will not know. But if you talk about it, then the police will what? They will come and arrest the person who would have committed that crime. We call that person a perpetrator. They arrest the perpetrator who would have committed the crime. So you must not keep quiet about any crime that you have committed, okay? If you know at home, if you steal sugar, who is the police at home if you steal the sugar? Who is the police at home?
Your mother.
1 rand.
My
Yes.
mother.
She's a police as well. She plays the role of the police. If the policemen who wear the uniforms don't come, we have policemen in the houses there. They are there to correct that mistake. Okay. So we have policemen everywhere. Okay. Yes. If you commit a crime, your mother is there. Okay. Which is this, you know, you have these small crimes. You say you stole a sugar, then tomorrow you steal the 2 kg, next time you steal the whole case, the next time you steal the whole shop. Okay, so the police will come after you. Okay, yes, thank you for that question, and we've managed to laugh a bit about it. Okay, Michaela, your hand is up as well. Yes, Michaela.
Ma'am, my old teacher said that if you steal a pencil, it's the same thing as stealing a car.
Yes, it's the same thing. Thank you, Michaela. Stealing a pen is because stealing is stealing. Okay. Yes, I can see Sean is smiling there. I'm sure he loves to steal the pens. Can you see now? He's already smiling.
What, teacher?
I'm joking there, Sean. I can see Sean is amazed. Stealing is stealing, okay? Whether you steal a pen, whether you steal a ruler, or you steal money, stealing is stealing, okay? Crime is crime. So make sure you don't find yourself in the wrong places. I was still on the roles of the police. The police also maintain peace and order. Someone, I think it was Michaela and Sean who talked about peace and order. They maintain peace and order, okay? If there is anything that is disrupting, when you look at gender-based violence, when people are fighting, okay, the police come in to maintain the peace and order, okay? So they can maintain it using those peace orders or the domestic violence acts. They use those policies if need be, okay? They maintain peace and order. They also protect citizens, okay? They protect us. If there is a thief that is stealing, okay, the police are there to protect you, okay? They protect the citizens. They protect us. They always protect us.
Hello, Carissa. How are you?
Protect us. They also run roadblocks. Who has seen roadblocks before? Who has experienced a roadblock? When your mother or your father is driving and then you see a roadblock ahead. Yes, Sean, you have seen it? What do they usually ask for?
Yes.
If you have experienced a
They
roadblock, they usually ask for. Yes, Sean?
They ask for your license some of the times.
For your license sometimes, okay? Because they want to maintain peace and order. They want to protect people, okay? If someone driving without a license, they can endanger other citizens, okay? So they man roadblocks to ensure, and also they check the speed, okay? So that when they are there, they are making sure that people are driving with the right speed to protect all citizens, okay? All right. Now, today I'm going to summarize on our topic. Oh, sorry, before I summarize, yes, Michaela, your hand is up. Yes, Michaela.
Ma'am, once going into town at the park, I saw one man being arrested.
At the park in town.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So maybe there is something that that man would have done, okay? If you break the law, nowadays, what is it that we are supposed to do when we are traveling? That the police want, they always want us to have something when we are traveling. During this time of coronavirus, what is it that you are supposed to have when you are traveling? If you don't have it, the police will arrest you for that. What is it that they expect all of us to have when we are traveling? Yes, Sean, what is it, Sean?
A mask.
Mask, okay. These days they need a mask, okay. Everyone must have a mask when they are traveling because we want to protect ourselves against coronavirus, okay. So if you are stepping out, you must make sure you have a mask on because they are trying. Remember, we said they enforce the law. If the government passes a law, the police will enforce it, okay. And people are paying 500 bond or something because of not wearing. If you don't wear a mask, you pay a fine of 500 Zim dollars. Okay, it's 500 bond. Okay, that is a lot of money. You don't pay it, you get arrested. Yes, Michaela, 500. 500, not $2, 500. The last time I checked, it was 500. I don't know now, maybe it has gone up. Okay, so make sure when you go outside, you pay. If you don't, even children must wear masks as well. If you don't, they pay for you. Okay, so make sure you always wear the mask. I want to summarize our end. We've come to the end of our topic. We talked about rights. We said rights are things every child must have, okay? Every child must be able to do is indicated in the Child's Right Charter. It is important for children to know their rights. You must know your rights, okay? You must also know the responsibilities as well, okay? All right. A UN
Yes, ma'am.
agreement was signed for the protection of women. This agreement is called the CEDAW. CEDAW, gender-based violence. There's something called the CEDAW. Can you take it down? CEDAW in capital letters. The CEDAW is a UN agreement. What does UN stand for, by the way? Who can tell me what UN stands for? UN. What does it stand for? Yes, Michaela, what does it stand for? Yes, Michaela?
United Nations.
The United Nations, okay? The United Nations
Yes,
signed
ma'am.
a CEDAW. It is a protection policy for all women, okay? You might be asked in an exam, what is a CEDAW? It is an agreement which was signed for protecting women because women were seen to be more vulnerable, okay, to rape cases, to sexual exploitation,
Yes, ma'am.
to prostitution. Okay, so today is a
Yes.
summary as we wrap up. Who can tell me what did you learn about today? Can you give me any form of gender-based protection that you learned about today before we end our lesson for today? Let us summarize our lesson for today. What did you learn about? Yes, Sean? Yes, Sean, what did you learn
The
about?
police's role is to maintain peace and order.
Thank you. The police's role is to maintain peace and order. Thank you. Takuta, what did you learn about today?
Physical abuse.
Yes, physical abuse. You can explain more what is physical abuse?
Physical abuse is when you beat someone without people not knowing and keep on beating them and you do not report to the police until that person hits you really hard until you die.
Yes, okay. There is something called physical abuse. Make sure you know the difference between physical abuse and discipline, okay? If you do something wrong, our parents are able to discipline us. That is not physical abuse. Physical abuse is when they infringe to an extent that they hit you or to paralyze you, okay? Some people can be beaten up and they can get paralyzed or they can break a bone, okay? But when a parent is disciplining you for doing something wrong, that is not physical abuse. Make sure you know the difference there, okay? Welcome, Bryce. We have come to the end of our lesson, but thank you for joining us. Michaela, what did you learn about today?
Ma'am, I learned about human trafficking.
Human trafficking, can you explain more? What is human trafficking?
trafficking is when they kidnap someone and then put them in a truck and they ship them away to another country.
Yes, they ship them away to another country, and this is for sexual exploitation, okay? They want to go and abuse those people. They don't take them away to go and treat them nice and pamper them, shower them with sweets, and give them lots of food. They ship them away to exploit them, okay? To abuse them. That is human trafficking. Thank you so much for joining our lesson for today. Thank you for participating. Remember gender-based violence. Remember, you have rights, and every right has a responsibility. If someone is violated using the gender, please give them knowledge, okay? Give them knowledge and give them the role of the police so they can go there and get help, okay? Let me give a chance to say goodbye to one another before we end our meeting for today. We'll miss you guys for the weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
See you
Sean.
on Monday.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
Victor. Bye,
Bye, bye.
Sean.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Don't
everybody.
forget to like the work. Bye. See you on Thursday.
Bye.
We'll be
Bye.
missing you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.